Okay, guys, we are in day 298 in our Bible reading plan, finishing up Jeremiah 50 through 52 and Psalm 85. Wow, what a book. And a long reading today, just warning. But it's a lot of judgment, so it kind of repeats itself a little. But take your time with it. Let me remind you of a big idea today, which is that even in times of deep despair and severe judgment, God's mercy and grace remain true for his people and to those who turn to him in repentance. And literally, Jeremiah has had a rough career as a prophet. He has brought a lot of tough news for the people of Israel, but everything that he's prophesied has come to pass pretty much. There's not been one thing that has been like, oh, whoops, and so he just continues this sad lament. In fact, you see in chapter 50 where the Lord even says, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have led them astray. But a reminder, again, you just see this contrast, which like in verse 34, their Redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name. He will surely plead their cause. And so there's this yin and yang throughout the book of Jeremiah of sort of the judgment, but then the mercy of God. The judgment against the people, but then the mercy of God. And chapter 51, verse 5, for Israel and Judah have not been forsaken by their God, the Lord of hosts. Remember, those are words that as the people were taken captive, they wanted to know and remember. I love chapter 51, verses 15 through 16, a reminder of who God is. It is he who made the earth by his power, who established the world by his wisdom, and by his understanding stretched out the heavens. When he utters his voice, there is a tumult of waters in the heavens, and he makes the mist rise from the ends of the earth. He makes lightning for the rain, and he brings forth the wind from his storehouses. The more vision, the stronger vision we have of who God is and his strength, the more stability we have when we're going through difficult times. And so chapter 51, verse 46 says, let not your heart faint and be not fearful at the report heard in the land. And another great admonition today. We finish in chapter 52 with this is a summary of what's already happened. The eyes being taken out of Zedekiah, the temple burned, the people exiled. But here's mercy at the end of the chapter. And I think it's kind of a nice way to end the book of Jeremiah, because in the midst of all of the darkness, there's a ray of light, and that ray of light is by God giving mercy on the king of Judah, where the king of Babylon, when he began to reign, he graciously freed Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and brought him out of prison, and he spoke kindly to him and gave him a seat above the seats of the kings who were with him in Babylon. Why? Simply because of God's mercy. Honestly, there was no other reason than just God reminding his people that they were not forgotten, that despite the pain that they're going through, that God sees, and that the time would come when they would be restored. And of course, the promise ultimately that Jeremiah gave was the promise of the coming of the Messiah, Jesus, who we can celebrate today. So hope you enjoyed the book. We're going to be starting Lamentations tomorrow, another book written by our friend Jeremiah, but we'll get to that then. In the meantime, praying for you. May God open our eyes to his mercy no matter what we're facing today. Take care.